Without water or wastewater, you can't grow. You can't build new houses. You can't have new industries. You don't have the ability to develop as the way communities do. When you have that density that's associated with municipalities, you really got to have those public utilities.
Cleburne is a special place, and we're very proud to be part of North Texas. My grandmother moved here in a covered wagon, and I was born here, raised here. We have a very proud history of being a railroad town and a small town feel. We've seen a tremendous amount of growth over the last decade, and we're really poised to see unprecedented growth in the next couple of decades.
So anytime a community has the growth similar to what Cleburne's experiencing, there's demands on all the infrastructure. Water's a big part of that.
It was important for Cleburne to have the infrastructure to be able to support the growth. You've got to have enough water, and you got to have enough sewer facilities as well.
Cleburne's always been very forward-thinking when it comes to water supply and wastewater treatment.
They started up wastewater treatment in 1915, which is well before some of the larger utilities in the area, in the North Texas area, even considered doing wastewater treatment.
We reached a point where we had to expand our wastewater treatment plant, and we took advantage of that project to really kind of advance our position in another front, our long-term water supply.
With the unprecedented growth that is coming to us, we can either plan for growth or we can be reactive. When you hit certain capacity limits, you have to build a new facility to stay ahead of growth, and we were at that point. This particular project isn't just about managing sewer and being able to handle larger capacities. It's part of a system that will allow us to reuse water, put it back into our water system.
They were one of the very first utilities in Texas to consider reuse as an option. Reuse being the ability to take the effluent from your wastewater treatment plant and use it for something besides just discharging into a stream or water body.
We're taking water from the lake, we're treating it, using it in our community as potable water, ultimately allowing that water to come back to the city through our sanitary sewer, treating it through this enhanced process, and then putting it back into the lake.
By putting upwards of 6 million gallons a day back into this lake, Lake Pack Cleburne, gives us the ability to withstand drought conditions and to prepare for that.
So some of the things that have been incorporated into this project that you don't see on every wastewater treatment plant, the UV disinfectant, it's a little bit more enhanced disinfectant which treats things that chlorine can't on its own. We're also doing secondary filtration, allowing us to take out any particulates that we have in that water.
What the city is doing, what the operators are doing right now, is they're basically taking something that's happening out in the environment that could be a detriment to, say, a stream, a river, a creek. They're taking those processes where bacteria are growing and creating havoc for the ecosystem, and they're moving it into a controlled environment within basins at the wastewater treatment plant and making it happen there rather than in the creek or stream.
It's great technology. I like the fact that we put out better quality water to the environment, and it's actually cleaner than the water that we discharge into. We check all the equipment and the process, pull samples, and just monitor how the process is going and make sure everything looks normal and there's nothing out of place.
Anything we can do to reuse that water over and over and have that gallon of water maybe served 3 or 4 times before we discharge it downstream can be substantially beneficial to the community. The project took well over a decade to come to this point where we're at completion and operation. Freese & Nichols has been with us every step of the way.
Freese & Nichols has had a relationship with the City of Cleburne since the early 1990s.
My first project at Freese & Nichols over 30 years ago was working on the Cleburne wastewater treatment plant. So working for Cleburne and in Cleburne has been near and dear to my heart for a long time.
This is probably the largest public works project in the history of Cleburne. The engineers at Freese & Nichols and all the partners that we've collaborated with on this project, they have the expertise, and being able to leverage their experience and put it to use is critical. You can't get into a project of this magnitude without those kind of partnerships.
Cleburne's a great example of water stewardship for the 21st century. We need to understand as an industry and as a state that every drop of water counts, and how can we most efficiently use every drop of water.
So I want to encourage all of my fellow Texans and other municipalities and other states, when you're looking at rapid growth, embrace it, but be prepared, plan, go and find partnerships with people who have the expertise that can help you to maintain your sense of community. That's why we did that in Cleburne, and it is going to pay off for decades to come.